Hello, critical thinkers. Hope all is well. Wanted to send everyone a quick video before I head out to work and speak about or pose the question, who is truly advocating for those who are incarcerated? Who's truly out there advocating and defending those who are incarcerated and their interest? And here's why. We understand with correction officers, they have a very powerful advocate. They have a very powerful union. NYSCOBA has immense power in upstate New York. They control many different politicians. They have influence, a large amount of influence. They advocate for their union members to the extent of the lives of incarcerated individuals. And I say that to say that you have the union defending and advocating for correction officers who have abused and murdered inmates behind bars to keep their jobs. Let that sink in for a second. Correction officers have a very powerful union that advocate for them to keep their jobs after they commit crimes. So that's one force, that's one group of people who have a very strong advocate. Think about politicians now. Politicians have their own self-interest at heart for the most part. Now, think about this. Politicians have two jobs. One, make themselves look good, and two, get reelected. That is their primary focus. We hear many stories of politicians who go into offices earning a modest salary, and they come out being millionaires because they've amassed a great deal of influence and a great deal of contracts and deals that they were able to obtain from their political work, from holding a public office. So you have the correction officers have a very strong advocate, the union, NYSCOBA. Politicians, they defend their self-interest. Their purpose is to look good and get reelected and make other politicians look good. So when you have these stories of individuals being beaten and murdered behind bars, they'll come out and have a very nice polished public statement about it. But what real actions are elected officials taking to defend the rights of those incarcerated and prosecute those correction officers who are beating and murdering those incarcerated? You really have to ask that. So when you have a politician, they're advocating for rights of those incarcerated, really take a look at what exactly are they advocating for? What are they advocating for? Is what they're doing a fluff statement? Is there any substance to it? What actions are going to be taken to defend the rights of those incarcerated, and what are their potential outcomes? So we went over correction officers have a very strong union. The politicians, they defend their own self-interest. You have the governor, Kathy Hochul in New York State. Her purpose is to avoid scandal. Her purpose is to avoid any bad press coming her way. Therefore, after the Robert Brooks murder, what did you see? You saw her out there visiting correctional facilities, putting out executive orders. But really think about this. Are these actions, are these, photo ops, are they really helping those individuals who are incarcerated? My vote is no, it's not. Now let's go back to those who are incarcerated. Everyone, regardless of the crime that you've committed, you have a set of human rights. Even though you've committed a crime, you've been sentenced to that crime, and you're serving time, you have the right to life unless you have been convicted to die. New York State does not have the death penalty. That was abolished. But in other states, you do have the death penalty. So unless you've been sentenced to the death penalty, that does not give the right to a correction officer or an institution to put you to death. So really think about that. Who's advocating for those incarcerated? It has to be the families. It has to be other individuals who care about fundamental human rights, because here's this. You never know when you may end up getting arrested, when you may end up behind bars. You never know. Not everyone behind bars is a violent criminal who've killed tens and thousands of hundreds of people, right? You have people that have drug offenses, people who've made some big mistakes, and I agree there needs to be accountability. But not everyone behind bars is a serial killer. So with that being said, incarcerated individuals have fundamental human rights that don't stop when the prison doors close. Advocate for those incarcerated, speak up, share stories. The stories of the abuse, it needs to be out there. It needs to be in the mainstream media. So everyone, take care. I hope you enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.